Hey guys, so it is 2:06 at the moment, and I am awake because it is time to feed Maverick. And then I have those pecans that I showed you guys that I was measuring out. I guess technically the morning of day 1 of being back on keto, of my keto reboot. Sorry guys, you're gonna see a lot of that. I am curious to see how it's gonna go. I've been super excited to start keto. Like, I even had a keto dinner last night, even though it was like my last night of carbs, so to speak, of getting to, you know, eat those carby things that I've been eating. So I totally thought that I would have, you know, had like my one last hurrah, but I didn't. I actually made a keto dinner. And then what's the matter? My so-called last hurrah was some chocolate pudding. Like, if I'm being real, had some chocolate pudding. So that was my send-off. Now we are back in the game, and it's going to be interesting. I did a little bit of meal prep yesterday. Normally, I am not a meal prep gal. If you were here for any part of the first leg of this journey, you know that about me. I did I think one meal prep video where I tried, and I've tried several times before, but that was like a time I tried for keto, and it's just not my thing. I don't love it. But right now, I have a nursing newborn, and I have my C-section, and I have other kids, and we cloth diaper, so there's, you know, a lot of like laundry with that, and diaper stuffing and things. And I homeschool my daughter Clarissa, and she has like occupational therapy, and just there's a lot going on. And so I feel like if I'm going to be successful, then I have to set myself up for success, and so that means doing things that I don't necessarily want to do, like meal prep, because then I can just go in and grab something to eat and eat it, and I don't have to try to find time to cook, because that's not always very feasible for me right now. Maverick likes to nurse every hour and a half, and so by the time he finishes, I pretty much just want to try to catch some Z's, because when he's doing it every hour, I'm only getting like 15 minutes of sleep to maybe 30 if I'm lucky, before he wants to eat again. And so having time to go in and cook like a whole meal, it's just not realistic. And even for people who have babies who go longer periods, like the 2 to 3 hours, like, especially when you have other kids and like other things to do, it's just not super realistic for people to be able to have time to always go in and cook a full meal from scratch. I feel like that is one challenge of keto, is that if you're eating clean, or mostly clean, which is my goal, shooting for kind of an 80-20 sort of life, you're gonna run into that, right? Is that you have to cook, because there's just not a lot of easy grab and go things. So I felt like this time, even though I'm not super into meal prepping, I was going to do it, and I did 4 days worth of breakfast and lunches. I've gotten in the habit these last few weeks of drinking water and having a snack while nursing, and so I was trying to think of the best way to go about that now. And so for this 2 a.m. feeding, I'm just having these pecans like you saw, because they're something easy I can grab and measure out really quick, because I just keep a jar of them on the counter. And pecans have great macros as far as nuts go, but we will see how sustainable that's going to be, because I'm not really a big snacker, and as we go along, at least my experience with keto before, I get less hungry. And so I know that that has been presented by my doctor and my lactation coach as a potential difficult area, actually, is making sure that I'm eating enough calories on keto, because there was times before where I would easily get down to like even 1,000 calories, and like had to really force myself to hit that like 1,200, or even break 1,000. There was days like I would only eat like 900 calories, and I would have to try to like forced myself to eat more because they didn't want me going for several days at such a low, like, you know, one day at 900. Okay, fine. Like, it all kind of comes out in the wash, but like, I was consistently not eating very much just because keto is such an amazing appetite suppressant, at least for me. And so making sure that I am getting enough nutrients and getting enough calories in each day for being a nursing mother is going to be one of the challenges for me. And so we will see how it goes. I'm going to take you guys on that journey with me of doing keto while breastfeeding. And I'm sorry for all of you that are not here for that, but that's where we are in life, so, you know. So, my first thing I'm eating for my keto reboot is 28 grams pecan. So I'm hoping to have my first actual meal at around 6:30ish. We will see if little man cooperates with that idea. And I also feel like the other thing is that with snacking, I mean, I don't snack at every feeding, but like I do snack now, and so I do snack in the middle of the night. I feel like that's another unique challenge because before I would have a lot of intermittent fasting time, and even, you know, at the very least I was not eating all night, and so I feel like we will see how that affects my results because I'm eating kind of around the clock at this point. I'm hoping that that'll just kind of be during adaptation, and then that once I am adapted, that it'll be fine and I won't need to like snack in the middle of the night, and I'll be able to just do my normal like stop eating after dinner and then resume eating at breakfast, to just give my body kind of that chance to rest and like digest what it's got and not always have kind of new stuff coming in. But for now, this is what we are doing. We are snacking when hungry. And alright, I finally got him put down at about 3:30, and it is now 4:10. I like waited a little bit because he actually fell asleep around 3:15ish. But I wanted to wait to make sure he was gonna stay asleep, so I didn't get him into his pack and play in my room until 3:30, and we are nursing again at 4:10. Life hack: nursing pillows double as amazing gigantic neck pillows for some head support on the couch. Yeah, I look ridiculous, but this is actually very comfortable, so I will take comfort over serious not looking like a weirdo in day because I am really tired. Anyways, when I was getting ready and getting him all set up and everything for nursing, I caught myself trying to think of a snack to grab, and then I stopped myself and like checked in with myself, and I was like, are you even really hungry, girl? And I am not hungry. I just am currently in the habit of eating and snacking while nursing, and like I don't usually do it during the day. It's usually only at night that I kind of have like a snack with each nursing session, and I feel like it's mostly just because I'm so tired that I'm kind of trying to do something to keep myself awake. So I thought I would instead talk to you guys for a minute, and then I'm actually gonna grab my phone and maybe try to watch some YouTube or something to stay awake, because I try really hard to not fall asleep while nursing. It's just really hard when you only get like 15 minutes of sleep. I will make it. He's seriously so sweet. Like I'm not mad about it. I'm just exhausted. Hi, Maverick. Hello, sweetie. Oh, are we gonna sleep tonight? Are we gonna do any sleeping tonight? No? Alright guys, so I had said that I was hoping to eat by 6:30 and that did not happen. It is 8:05 and you can hear him, he's waking up. So I gotta do this really quick. I showed you guys what I'm having. I'm just having some asparagus with the 2 eggs. The asparagus was cooked in the avocado oil, and then the eggs were cooked in a tablespoon of grass-fed Kerrygold butter. With my breakfast, I do my supplements as well as my tea, which I guess is technically a supplement. So I have my tea steeping right here, and it is this Gaia Herbs Lactation Support Tea. So I'm doing this, and then to sweeten this, I'm using the stevia drops. And then with that, my supplements that I'm currently taking. So right now I'm taking Ultimate Flora Probiotic. I had to go on antibiotics because my incision got infected, and so I'm just trying to help out my gut. With that, I'm also taking still my prenatal multivitamin with DHA. I mean, when you're nursing, they basically just tell you to keep taking it, so that's what I'm doing. It's just basically a multivitamin. And then the other thing I'm taking is brewer's yeast. And this one is one that is not technically keto compliant. I think I talked to you a little bit about that in the other video. Because it does say on the label that it is a wheat and barley product. But it is what it is. I'm going to take it because it helps with lactation and milk supply. And so I'm going to take it anyway. But it has a lot of B vitamins and it's pretty cool. Folic acid and all that kind of jazz. So good stuff for me, good stuff for baby and milk supply. So I'm going to take this. It's 1 carb per serving, and I have to do it 3 times a day. So 3 carbs to take these. The other ones do not have carbs listed. So this one I've just decided, you know, I have to live my life the way I need to live my life. And so not everything is always going to be perfect. And I think it's important for you guys to feel like you don't always have to be perfect either. And so sometimes we have to do things that, you know, because of our lifestyle are not going to necessarily jive completely. And so I feel like right now this is one of those things because I need to make sure that my baby gets fed and that I'm producing enough milk. So I'm doing this and doing my tea and all that kind of stuff. The tea is fine for keto. It's just a bunch of herbs, but this is not. And so I had to make that executive decision for myself that I was okay with this. So I hope that if you guys have something like this or whatever the case may be where it's not perfect keto or whatever, that you know, you worry about your health and your life first before you let public opinion really stifle you, because that I feel like is what kind of got to me before. Like I feel like in the past I might have taken this anyway, but I just wouldn't have told anybody about it because I didn't want the judgment. But that isn't as authentic as I want to be, and I am here to be transparent and to show you guys what's really going on with my life and what I'm doing. And so I feel like that means being completely honest and being open to the criticism that may come. But luckily I've got a lot of you guys that have been super supportive, and so I feel like that has really made a big difference in me feeling comfortable being completely open with you guys about what I'm doing, especially now that I'm in my keto reboot. I'm so excited, you guys. I'm so excited. I have been waiting for this day since October when I went off keto. And I'm so glad to be back. So I'm gonna eat my breakfast. It sounds like little man fell back asleep, so I'm gonna check on him really quick. If he's back asleep, I'm gonna chow down this breakfast before he wakes up because he does not give me much time to eat. So I will see you guys for my next meal. All right, I'm back with Mr. Maverick. He decided it was time to get up, and I'm not done eating yet. So I did also remember that I wanted to tell you guys that today is Meatless Monday. So I am doing a meatless full day of eating today, and I'm pretty excited about it. I have a little bit, you know, of a learning curve with it because I did in my previous keto incarnation, rely pretty heavily on red meat and processed meats, which are two of the areas I'm trying to cut back in. So it was on my list of New Year's resolutions, actually, was to implement Meatless Mondays. And so that is what I am doing. If you guys have suggestions, I am always looking for YouTubers that do vegan or vegetarian keto, but if you have vegetarian or vegan meals that do not include soy, because I don't do soy, that are keto compliant, please comment them down below. I would love any and all suggestions, because I am pretty much a noob to trying to get the macros right. I feel like that's the hard part. Like, I could easily do a vegetarian or vegan meal, but doing it in a way that's keto compliant as far as ingredients and as far as macro ratios is where I was kind of struggling. I feel like today is going to be on point. I've already got it all put into my MyFitnessPal. So today is going to be fine, but I don't want to eat the same thing every Monday. So lots of ideas, especially for dinner, that I can do with my family, because we do all eat dinner together. We kind of do our own thing for breakfast and lunches, but dinner we all eat together, so I definitely want to have some good ideas for them. Okay, so one thing I'm gonna eat, and this is actually something I meal prepped, is these overnight notes. And these are, I used the base recipe from Healthful Pursuit. It's on her website, and I can, if I remember, I will try to put the link for it down in the description below. But this one is the vanilla base, and then hers calls for raspberries. I substituted blueberries and still did the slivered almonds. And so what is in here is coconut milk, and then it has these hemp hearts in there. And then I have some organic chia seeds and organic flax in there, which her recipe does not call for, but I added in myself. And then it's sweetened with these stevia liquid drops, and I did the vanilla cream kind for it, and they smell super good, and I tried them before and they were delicious, so I am a big fan and would highly recommend this, especially if you have mason jars. This is just a wide mouth jar, because then you can make it ahead, and so I have enough to last me for a few days in there. I have a few different jars so that I can just grab one and eat it and not have to try to think about or make breakfast like I did this morning. Okay, so we are sitting down to dinner on our Meatless Monday, and here we have some zucchini boats. I'm not going dairy free, but we are cutting back, so my portions of cheese and sour cream are much smaller than they used to be. In fact, they're probably about cut in half of what I normally would have done before. But what's in here, so you have the zucchini boat, and then inside is the flesh of the zucchini that was scooped out, mixed with cauliflower rice, a little bit of salsa, onion, and mushrooms in place of the meat, and then it was topped with some cheese. So pretty simple and straightforward. I'm looking forward to digging into this. I don't know if there's going to be anything else tonight. If there is, I will let you guys know. Alright guys, it is 8 o'clock at night. I am done eating. I just want to sleep. Got my big kids off to bed. He's asleep, so I'm going to try to lay him down. If the last, few weeks are any indication, once I lay him down, he'll be up in about 15 to 30 minutes, so we'll see. But I feel like today was a big success as far as my Meatless Monday Day 1 keto reboot went. I'm pulling up my macros right now so I can talk to you about them. So today we are looking at 76% fat, which was 186 grams. We are at 9% carbohydrates, which was 48 total. And since I am eating, I didn't have any processed things, so I wasn't doing any like bars or anything like that. I could count net carbs because I do, I had talked about before, and I do believe going forward that net carbs are fine for things like vegetables and keto approved fruit. Not okay for like sugar alcohols or for like products. I'm not into playing that game. I feel like it's a slippery slope. I'm not gonna get into the diatribe about it right now, but if you were net carbing, my day today would have 23 grams of fiber, which would bring my total carbs for the day down to 25 net carbs. And then my protein is at 84. And I was pretty pleased with that, especially given I didn't have any meat, and that is typically our primary source of protein when doing keto. So I'm pretty pleased with that. My macros are almost perfect. I don't know if you'll be able to see them there. Boom. So I'm pleased with that. Let's talk about my weight. Here I will cut in my weigh-in I did so you can see what my current starting weight is. You'll remember my heaviest weight is 477 pounds, but as of right now I weigh okay, so that is up from when I got pregnant. My pre-pregnancy weight was 356.2, so I gained quite a bit of weight, and almost all of that, I would say 90% of that weight was gained, and they told me to not do keto anymore. So from October to January is when almost all of that weight was gained, which is crazy to think about, but it is what it is. So my goal is to knock that out and get to a new low weight. So we're gonna start there. I do have my list of, you know, mini goals for my weight, such as, you know, getting back out of the 400s and things like that. So we're gonna start ticking off those mini goals, just like I had to tick off one little step at a time on my meal prep list. Like, I will get there. I might not get to do it all at once, but I can take it one step at a time and get there. So on that note, remember to take it one meal at a time, one workout at a time, one day at a time. You guys got this. If you're not subscribed already, please consider subscribing so that you get all of my content, and I will see you guys in the next video. I hope you enjoyed it. Bye.